Hey guys, welcome to BatchTV. My name's Landry, and in this video, I'm going to jump into how easy it can be to get started with BatchDialer. Check this out. I want to jump into a few simple getting started steps so that you can start taking action as soon as possible. Just keep in mind with everything that I'll reference today, you can find so much more information by clicking on the blue and white B in the bottom left-hand corner and visiting our help center. This will hold detailed videos and articles with how-tos and best practices so you can get the most out of your account. And chat with us will connect you with our amazing support team should you want to schedule an onboarding or ask a specific question. So before we jump into these getting started steps, I do want to recommend that you use the browser Google Chrome. This will allow the smoothest performance when dialing your contacts. Looking over here in my menu, you'll see a few important things like your dashboard, which will allow you to eventually view and manage any live calls happening within your account and give you an easy scope on where your agents or your team is spending their time. In campaigns, this is where you'll eventually create things and apply settings to dial in your account. Through contacts, you'll be able to upload a list of all of your prospects with their contact information so that you can attach them to campaigns and easily give them a call. In users, this is where you're going to be able to invite any agents to make calls in your account, supervisors to help you manage, and even additional administrators if you need to do so. In phone system, you'll be able to purchase phone numbers to make your calls out with and receive them back on, inbound call queues, IVR, and so much more. Also, reports will give you a good scope on what calls have been made so far within the account, and you'll be able to manage the performance of things at that point. So we'll start by going to my name in the top right-hand corner and going to my settings. We want to first start by creating a voicemail so that when we go to set certain things up in my account, it's already ready to go and I can move forward in the next step to the next feature. So clicking on settings in this drop down, we'll go over to voicemail on the left. Definitely take the time as well as you're getting started in your account to go through the rest of the options that I won't be covering so that you have a really good understanding and that you don't miss out on other things that could really maximize how you're using BatchDialer. In voicemail, what you'll do is click on new voicemail in the top right hand corner and name it whatever you'd like. So let's say that I just want to make this my voicemail, team default. After naming it, you will enter an email for delivery. This is where every time a contact leaves you a voicemail, if they call you back, that message will be sent so that you can stay up to date and that you don't miss out on anything important. So enter the email of your choice. And if you already so happen to have an audio recording in your account, you can definitely select it here for your voicemail greeting. Otherwise, just click Add New, where you can upload an audio file, use text to speech, or even record your own right on the spot. So let's name this, and once again, name it voicemail team default for simplicity. We'll click on record audio, for example, click the record button, say your voicemail or your greeting that you want contacts to hear when they call you back, and if you miss them, click stop when you're done. Here you can listen back to it to make sure it's good to go and you like how it sounds. You might do something along the lines of, thanks for reaching out to your name or your business name. Leave us a detailed message with your name, your property address, any sort of information you want them to leave with you if you miss their call. Once done, click save and save it once more. Now that's going to be saved in all of your voicemails where you can use them in different areas, and you'll have different options for different scenarios should that ever arise. So we're going to move on now to getting phone numbers in my account so that I can actually start making the calls and I have phone numbers to do that with. Over in phone system, you'll click on that once and go to phone numbers. So you can see that I already have several phone numbers within my account. I'm going to go through an example of how you can get your own within your account by clicking on by number in the top right hand corner. And here you can select a state and or area code, and you do want to make it specific to the area you're planning on calling out to. So let's say that I live in New York, but my contacts live in Arizona, and I really want to be able to give them a call, and I want them to be able to answer. And the closer that area code is to their own, the more likely they are to pick up the phone because it's familiar. So let's say that I'm planning on reaching out to people in Arizona. I could do the state and or the area code. And let's say that I want to make it specific and do the area code of 480. After that loads, you're going to be able to select the phone numbers that you'd like. Now, for best practice and for having better longevity with your phone numbers so that they're not getting flagged by the providers as quickly, and just overall having better connectivity in the long run, making no more than 100 dials or so per day is going to benefit you the most. So trying to keep that at a minimum and trying to have a buffer as well. So think about how many contacts you're planning on calling in one day and your team is planning on calling, and think about how many phone numbers you'll need when you're trying to stay around 100 dials per day per phone number. So let's say that we select this phone number here. You can select multiple, just depending on your needs, and then you'll assign that number. If you have an agent in your account already at this point, you can definitely assign them specific numbers that you want them to have ownership over. You can assign it to a number group, which is just a way to keep your phone numbers really nice and organized for simple selection in the future. You can see I have an Arizona number group over here to the right where most of my phone numbers are placed. You also have a call queue option. So if you do jump into some of those more advanced features like inbound call queues, IVRs, etc. in the future, you can definitely connect this phone number there, or voicemail. So for simplicity and just getting started, let's go ahead and connect our voicemail that we created prior to this phone number. So how this will work is that if somebody calls this phone number back after I've been dialing through the day and I miss their call, it's going to be sent to this voicemail so that I'll be able to easily get back to them and they can hear that recording that I previously made. Once done, click order now, and that should be added to your account in a few short moments. So once that's been added, you can now move forward in getting your contact list into your account. One of the really great things that BatchDialer offers is something called Advanced Phone Reputation. This is an add-on that you can pay for monthly, where the system will be able to go through and monitor all of your phone numbers, making sure that they're clean to use, and if they've been flagged by any of the providers, letting you know when it's time to replace those. If you do decide to add that into your account, keep in mind when you're adding new phone numbers, you do need to manually activate it on those phone numbers. So with that brand new one right here, I need to make sure that I've also selected that phone number and I've clicked actions to monitor the reputation. You do have to turn this on manually if you have the add-on. Moving on now to contacts in our menu. This is where you're going to be able to import list of data of all of your contacts so that you have people to give a call. Going to contact list, you'll click on import contacts in the top right hand corner. Now keep in mind with the list that you're going to be uploading into your BatchDialer account, they do already need to have the phone numbers on them, meaning you have them skip traced. Something really important to keep in mind, and a little tip to help your connectivity get a boost, is to try not importing more than 3 phone numbers per contact. No matter what system you're using to skip trace or get contact information on your prospects, they all work the same, where the top 1 to 3 phone numbers are always going to be the most accurate, and that's where you should spend the majority of your time. Keep in mind with the list of contacts you're going to be uploading here, they do already have to have phone numbers on them. So you've skip traced them already and you have their phone numbers so that you can actually start contacting them. Click on this box here, or you can drag and drop it if you already have it up and ready to go. And I'm going to grab it from my downloads, making sure that it is a CSV file. If it is in XLSX format, make sure you go to the Help Center and you can see a super simple guide on how to convert that and just in general get a little bit more detail on it. So finding a list that I have ready to go, Once you select your list, go ahead and open it up and it will start loading here and processing. And after that has been tied over, you're going to start matching the fields from your file with BatchDialer. If you're new to doing things like this, a pro tip is to just simply view your file and all of the columns of data you have, like their name and their phone numbers and their addresses, and come back to BatchDialer and simply match them up. So you can see the source fields, that would be like my file. The destination, that is BatchDialer. So look at the names of all of your columns in your file and then simply match them up with the coordinating blank in destination fields so that it's properly mapped out in your BatchDialer account. For full property address, I'm going to go ahead and skip over that. I'm going to do property street for the address. We're going to do the property city as city, state, and zip code. For this, we'll do not import for the full property address, having it nice and separated from one another. And any additional information that you have, making sure that you've mapped out your phone numbers. And once you've gone through and double checked everything's been matched up properly, you'll click next at the bottom. Here you'll be able to name your list, anything that you'd like. So I'm just going to name this Tucson, Arizona, vacant high equity. Just lets me know what this list of data is that I'm importing into BatchDialer. You can assign it to a campaign if you already have something created. And for import behavior, you can either keep the old data if you've already been importing contacts into your account. You can reject the data if it's a duplicate, or you can keep new. So if this is similar data, but it has new phone numbers on it, you can choose what the system will do with that. So I'm going to keep old for now. And then the system will always remove duplicates in the list. It will always scrub litigators out, and it will be up to you if you want to scrub your company DNC if you already have people within your phone system that you've added to your do not contact list. That's up to you, which I'll scrub in this scenario. You can scrub the federal DNC list. That's up to you as well. And you can also scrub mobile. Once you've decided, click submit. And it will run you through what's been imported into your account, and it will bring you back to the regular contacts section where you can easily click on their data and look at all of the information that you've imported in a nice detailed contact card. Once you get your contact list imported, we'll go and create our campaign, and we're almost getting to the point of making our first phone calls. So in campaigns, you'll click on create new campaign in the top right-hand corner. And you'll start by choosing your mode. With Preview Dialer, this will work the exact same way for multi-line dialer users and single-line dialer users. It's just basically giving you the ability to preview your contacts information for as much time as you'd like. And when you're ready, you'll physically click the call button and the system will dial that single contact for you, and you'll be able to have more control over that. With the predictive dialer, this will allow the system to automatically dial your contacts for you. If you have a single line dialer account, it will pick up one person at a time and keep picking up the next person until you connect with somebody. And if you have the multi-line dialer account, then you're going to have control over how many lines at once the system's automatically dialing for you. We'll choose predictive for this example. You'll choose your agents that you could be by yourself in your account. Make sure you select your name. And if you have anybody else that you'd like to include where they can also work on this campaign with you, include them here as well. Choose your phone numbers that you're going to be using to make your calls out with to these contacts that we'll eventually add. Choose your contact lists that you've imported into your account. You can also upload them here if you need to. Name your campaign. And we'll just name this Tucson, Arizona, for example, and your call results. For just the sake of getting started, you can leave these alone and keep them simple, but these are the options that will populate when you end a call with a contact. The system will simply ask you how the call went. What was the result of that call? It's basically a disposition to put on that contact and that phone number that you connected with. Did they say, do not call me back? Did it end in a successful sale? Did they say to call them back later? and so on. So making sure that you have selected the ones you want yourself and your agents to use when ending a call with a contact is crucial. And as the administrator, you have full control over what these call results or dispositions do with your contacts, as you can change the rules on them. So make sure you check that out in the Help Center. You can also go to Phone System and play around with call results in your account. So leaving these simple, you can add all of these too, just to make sure all of the options are available to you once you start making calls. If you've created a script, you can add it here, and we do have a default that you can view with the eye icon to see if that's applicable for how your conversations are likely to go for you and your team. Now, we do have lots of other options under advanced configuration, but I highly recommend that you go to the Help Center and watch our guides on how to create your campaigns in more detail so that you can learn the do's and don'ts and the things that will affect your connectivity, etc. So we're just going to click Save to move forward. This is really all you need to get started within your account. Once you're ready, all you have to do, or all your agent has to do to actually start making the calls, is go to their status at the top of the screen, switch to available to let the system know that they're now available to start making calls. Select the campaign. So we would just choose, in this example, choose the campaign. So let's say we select this Tucson, Arizona campaign and click confirm. Make sure that you're paying close attention to the mode that you have selected for that campaign, as the magic wand is for predictive and it will immediately and automatically start dialing your contacts. As for preview, you'll have to manually click the call button when you're ready. All right, there you have it. I hope that these getting started steps were helpful and that you're looking forward to jumping into your account and taking massive action. Remember to go to the blue and white B in the bottom left-hand corner of your account to visit our Help Center for detailed videos and articles, and to talk with our support team, where you can always schedule a one-on-one or an onboarding session. As always, remember to subscribe to our channel, hit that like button and that notification bell so we can keep creating you great educational content absolutely for free.